You do? Well, you coming from Zion, right? Zion, yeah, well, you got to get a letter from Zion. You need to get a letter. And then you come and, let's see, you see me and Pastor Ellis before we take you in. We're going to take you in. We ain't going to take you in right now. Do you really? Okay, you got to take your medicine before you come in here. Yeah. And you leave our mothers alone. Quit calling Mother Wilson. You stop that. Stop that. And my answer to you is no, you cannot marry Brother Derek Wilson. I'm just telling you now, you can't marry him. No. The answer is no. Everybody say, the church, everybody just say, the answer is no. Now, I say, all right, go on back there and sit down. And when you come, sit near the back. Don't come.
Now, I firmly believe that the majority of people who deconstruct from Christianity do so because they studied Christianity, they learned about Christianity, they read the Bible and seen how it is untrue, how it's scientifically untrue, how it is morally objectionable, how the math just ain't math, and how it contradicts itself. But there are a certain group of people who walk away from the church, or they begin their studying based on some type of church hurt. And that situation right there is one of those times that somebody would begin to study and walk away from this Bible because of church hurt, and their study would walk them right on out the door. Now, for some of you guys, you're not going to understand what was going on there. If you grew up in the Baptist church or a AME church or Kojic or any church that has an organization within it, you would understand the first part, which the first part, it didn't bother me because the Baptist church I grew up in was part of the Kennesaw Baptist Association. So if you were going to leave one church in the Kennesaw Baptist Association and go to another church that is within that same organization, then you needed a letter from the previous church which stated who you were, stated your talents, it stated what you did in a church, and one of the things it stated is whether or not you were a good tither or not. And then you would be allowed to come and join this other church because the churches wanted to maintain their power play and didn't want everybody just running back and forth between those churches. And so you had to have a letter, and if you didn't get a letter, you couldn't join that other church. So it was a method of control. And it was a method of controlling the money and the population in those churches so that the pastors will have enough people and the churches will be sustainable. Now, where the real hurt started is when she said she understood. That's where that pastor should have just stopped. And that's where most pastors would have just stopped. But this pastor's, and especially when they get older, his ego wouldn't let it go. Because he knew some things about this woman. He knew that she was trying to date and marry whoever the brother was. And he didn't like it. It wasn't something he wanted to happen for whatever reason. And he didn't like the fact that she been calling the mothers, and the mothers not told on her. So he already don't like this woman. And so that's why he put all her business on Front Street. That's why she told her that she couldn't marry some man. Who the hell do you think that you are, that you can tell somebody who they can or cannot marry? And here's the thing. That couple, especially if the brother is part of the power in that church, that brother and that woman will come and on bended knee to that pastor, and they will go through whatever counseling, whatever probationary period, whatever, in order to please that pastor so that they can get married and be in that church. It's most likely that this woman is coming to that church because she wants to marry that man, and that's the church that he has some authority in, and that's why that's why she's coming there. But she been calling the mothers, trying to go behind the pastor's back, get her some support before she come, because she want to marry him. And then he have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to tell that woman, when you do come, you ain't Rosa Parks. Hush that fuss and get on back to the back of the bus. Because that's exactly what he just told her. You got to sit in the back. You can't sit where you want to sit. You're going to sit where I assign you. You need to prove that you're obedient to me, the pastor. That's all that was, an ego trip and a method of control, and that is how they control people in these churches. That is how cults are developed and cults continue. Even though things like the Kennesaw Baptist Association stands as just a part of an association within Christianity, it has cult-like behavior. Any of these organizations, the Methodist is a cult-like behavior, moving pastors around to wherever they want them to be, shifting pastors ever so often to make sure the people don't become so attached to that pastor that he can walk away and start his own church and take that money out of their association. That is the cult behavior and the capitalistic mindset of church organizations. Whoever that woman is, whoever that man is, I hope that they flee from that church. And when they flee from that church and they try to go into the Bible to find where is it in the Bible that you have to have a letter, you're not going to find it. That's something that was made up. But where is it that it tells you that a pastor says that he can tell you who you're going to marry? That's what fathers do to their daughters in the Bible, but that is not what pastors do in your Bible. Tell her she got to sit in the back of the bus. Tell her who she can and cannot call. Where is all of that? You won't find it. It's something that's being made up, a doctrine that's been created, and people just follow it. That's why we studied, and the more and more we studied, the more and more we decided to walk away from this religion because we see how false it is. So what do you guys think? Comments, share, subscribe, and always remember, you have to free yourself. Free yourself. You have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.